Hello everyone. In our last video, we saw block coding to Python coding for these basic blocks: move forward, move backward, turn left, turn right, and stop. In this video, we will see what are variables in Python, how to declare those variables, and what are the rules for declaring the variables, and what are the errors you will face while declaring the variables, and how to solve those errors. So first of all, what is a variable? So imagine something like variables are boxes where you can store some values to remember those values, and we can take whenever we want from that box. For example, if you know the speed of the car is 50 meter per second, so here this speed is a variable and 50 is a value. So we need to declare the variable as speed and value as 50. So let's see how to declare those variable in Python. So while declaring variable, we can give any names for the variable. So for example, I am giving here as speed of car equals 50. This is the syntax how we should declare the variable. So this is the variable, the box, and this is the value. 50 is the value. We can give 50, 70, anything we want. This 50 or any value is the value for that variable. So we are keeping this 50 inside this box, and whenever we want it, we can take from this box and display it in the output. So how you will display the variable? You will use print function. So you already know the syntax of print function: open and close parenthesis, and then if you put the speed of the car is colon, and if you run now, what you will get? You will get the speed of the car is, because whatever you give inside the double quote, the same thing will be displayed, right? So how you will display this variable here is, after this thing, now you should put an comma, and then we should write the variable name, speed of car. This same thing we should write here. Now what you will get? Speed of car is 50. So we stored this 50 inside this variable, and when we needed it, we took it from that box and then we displayed it here. That is how it works. So what will happen if you put just print speed of car? Now only this value will be coming to the output. As you can see, only 50 came. This came from first print and this came from second print. So now you saw how to declare variable for integer type. So these are numbers, so we directly gave it. Now how you will declare variables for string? So first of all, what is string? String is a group of alphabets or words. So for example, the speed of the car is colon, this whatever is inside this double quotes is called a string, because this is group of alphabets, right? So it is string. So how we will declare string inside the variable is, so let's take variable name something like var. You can take anything you want, equals. Now while declaring string, you should use double quotes or single quotes. So for here I am using single quote. You can write anything like welcome to CYFI Python course. And so this var is the box and you are storing welcome to CYFI Python course as value inside that box. So when you want to display that, what you will do, you will just print var without any double quotes or single quote. Now you can see welcome to CYFI Python course. So that's how you should declare the variables. Now what are the rules to declare the variables? So there are 4 rules to declare the variables. You can give any name while declaring the variable, but there are some conditions to be followed. So the first condition is we should not leave spaces in between the variables. So for example, here speed of car doesn't have any space in between. If you leave space, let's see what happens. So you changed the variable and made gap in between them, and while displaying also you should give the same variable name, right? You should be careful about that same variable name should be given in this print also to display it. So as you can see, error, invalid syntax, and these 2 arrow marks showing here and here that there is mistake here and here. What mistake? We left spaces. So we should not leave any spaces in between the variables. And the second rule is we should not use numbers at the starting of the variable. For example, we should not use 2 3 2 3 4 5 any numbers at the starting of the variable. Let's see what happens if you use that. So as you can see, you got invalid decimal literal, but you can use these same numbers anywhere except at starting point. So for example, I'm using same 2 here. Let's see what happens. So you got speed of car equal to 50. You didn't get any error this time. So we should not use numbers at the starting of the variable. And then the third rule is we should not use any Python keywords in the variable. So what is keyword? So take this print. So we already learned that print is an inbuilt function in Python, right? So this print is an already defined that it has some meaning to do. So you can't again declare this print as a variable. So we cannot write print equals to hello here. Let's see what happens. You will get an error because print here you are declaring as variable, but you know already that print is an already inbuilt function. So we can't declare this print again as a variable. So the third rule is we cannot declare any inbuilt names as variables. And the fourth rule is we cannot use any special characters in the variable. For example, at dollar symbol, those things and all we can't use. So for example, here I am using dollar and running. As you can see, invalid syntax error, and it showed the arrow mark at dollar symbol. So it is telling that you should not use any special characters. So the fourth rule is we should not use any special characters. So what all things we learned today? We learned what are variables in Python, how to declare and display variables in Python, what are the rules of declaring the variables in Python, and what are the errors you will face while declaring the variables in Python, and how to solve these errors. So that's it for today. Thank you.